be close to you.
Good morning. We can't sing too much because then I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get
we'll
like
get
blocked
copyright.
off. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. 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 Hello.
We're back.
We yes, you know what? I was blocked on Tuesday, which is the craziest thing, and I don't even know why. I've been disputing it with Facebook because Facebook is just weird like that. But saying that I was singing some that I what there was a
What?
song that was not copyright. I didn't have copyright over whatever I was singing, and I was like, there I wasn't even singing, and there was no music in my audio whatsoever. And what Facebook does is they give you a little section of what they say that, as to the reason why they were blocking me. And I listened to the whole thing, and there was nothing in the background. I had no music on. I had no music in the background, nothing.
Not a
So
zilch.
I really didn't. And so I disputed it, and they blocked me. They didn't block me from Facebook because you guys are still able to see it, or YouTube either. They actually blocked me from like two other countries, which is the craziest thing. And I noticed that I'm actually blocked from two countries. It's just funny. But anyway, that's just how Facebook is. Yes, I am talking about you, Facebook. Say hello, you guys, if you're on here with us. Let us know what you are drinking, if you're having a cup of coffee or tea with us. We are having a cup of coffee. We went 3 days without drinking any coffee, and it was bad. Not bad. It was hard. It was hard for me. And not because I'm addicted to the caffeine. Well, then again, my body probably is. I really enjoy, you guys know this. I talk about this all the time. I love the taste of coffee. So I was like, oh, I just want a taste of that coffee. I mean, I didn't get sick or anything like that from like not having coffee for 3 days. I was totally fine. And you were fine too, right? Are you sure?
Tea just doesn't
I
cut
feel
it.
like you're too far.
No, it's wrong.
Scooch up that way.
If they had tea that tasted like coffee, I would drink it.
Wouldn't that be cool to find tea that tastes like coffee? Oh my gosh.
And they would just call it coffee.
No, not necessarily, but I think that would be cool. There actually might even be tea that tastes like coffee. I mean, I've had, when I was going through a detox, I think it was, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, whatever, and I heard about this thing of mushroom coffee. And that mushroom coffee tastes just like coffee. Well, it doesn't.
And it has coffee in it.
It doesn't have coffee in it.
Yes, it does.
It's actually coffee? I thought it just says caffeine.
Nope, it has coffee in it.
Oh, so yeah, but it's very, very little. It's
Yes,
like a minute amount
very low.
of coffee that it has in it to give you a little bit of a taste of coffee. But honestly, I didn't like it. I thought I would. I mean, I drank it and everything, but it wasn't the same. It's like having instant coffee. Instant coffee to me I don't like it. My father used to drink a lot of instant coffee, especially when he was on the, just.
I like it because it brings back memories.
That's what I'm saying. It was a thing back then, right?
Like camping, we boil water and have instant coffee. Just reminds you of being out in the woods.
Yeah, it was definitely a thing back then, back in the day. But we may even have some instant coffee here too, just in case we needed it. But yeah, I'm not a fan of instant coffee at all for the same reasons. Just like I'm no longer a fan of Keurig, the Keurig, little K-cups and stuff like that either. It's just, I like making our own coffee. So,
but to each his own.
Exactly. So Tuesday when I came on with you guys, I just kind of jumped on, and it was very random, and just kind of like had a little chit chat with you guys, and whatever the Holy Spirit is going to lead us to talk about, that's what we're going to jump on and talk about. But this morning, oh my gosh, we had like some major laughs with God this morning, Bobby and I both. Oh, and by the way, for you ladies, I'm finally getting my hair cut tomorrow. My hair's gotten so long, I am going to leave it to my shoulder. I like the shoulder length cut. I haven't had my hair like this, with layers and stuff like this, long layers in a long time. So I am going to just kind of leave it like this with the, just going to have it cleaned up.
And for you guys, my wife might cut my hair soon too. I can't do anything with it.
And that is true. He really can't. That is true. I'm the one that cut Bob's. I'm the one that cut. I can't even talk.
Cuts.
I cut his hair. For those of you that don't know, I used to have my cosmetology license. So yes, I know how to cut hair. But anyway, so welcome. If you guys are on here, say hello, please. We would love to know that you're here with us. But this morning we were having quite a few laughs with God because, and actually I spoke about this in my Canvas moment about how, well, no, I didn't actually. I didn't speak about this in our Canvas moment. I remember talking, or maybe I did. I don't remember now. It's a blur. There's, because I'm like writing every day and spending time with him every day. And if you guys missed my Canvas moment from yesterday, yes, that is correct. I did not share. And that's okay. But I was creating with God yesterday. I just didn't have time to actually put a blog and send it to you guys, put together something and send it to you. But you know how we're always like looking for confirmation from when God speaks to us, right? A lot of times we do that. In my lifetime, I've never really done that until like in the last like few years that I've come closer to God, and I've been around a lot of, of just our church family and other followers of Christ and so on and so forth. I kind of always felt like, oh, maybe I should be. Maybe I need to like start making sure that I receive confirmation that he is saying what he's saying, right? And for me personally, I think the reason why that was a necessity for me is because I'm the kind of person that jumps. And that is that when something comes up, something that excites me or something that I desire or something that I really want to do, I just jump, and I just go head on, I just jump right into it, and whatever happens, happens. Sometimes it fails and sometimes it doesn't fail. But guess what, you guys? That's how God works, right? And that was the aha, or at least the laughs that we were having this morning, is that we just need to just trust him and not always feel like we need clarity and always feel like, well, let me pray for a couple of days. Let me pray first, let me get confirmation first, let me just make sure, if you are clearly not hearing from the Lord or know that love language that you have between the two of you, like really knowing, how you hear his voice. If you don't have clarity, I'll just say, of that, then I would say, okay, maybe we need to work on praying first and writing about it and journaling about it and getting clarity, but if you clearly hear him and know that that's his voice, there's no need for that. And that was the laughs that I was getting this morning. So what do you want to share about that? Good morning, Christine. So good to see you, girl. She's from Bali. That's my friend from Bali.
Ooh, how cool.
She's with Create Academy too.
Yeah, when sometimes you just know that you're supposed to be doing something. Mm-hmm. And then we look for clarity or want confirmation when you already know you're supposed to do it. Yeah. So
exactly. And when you already know, you're sensing it and you just know. But it's that fear sometimes that steps in, you're afraid, and so then you think, well, maybe I need to just get clarity on that, and that's where we tend to like, we miss what God has for us. We end up missing, what he's calling us to do. And I will tell you that he's not going to wait long. If you miss the boat, he's going to find somebody else.
Or he'll make you more uncomfortable until you do move.
True. That's right. That is right. He will. If he truly wants us to do it. But one of the things that we read this morning was that he doesn't look, when he wants something done, he doesn't look for a committee. And I thought that was funny. He doesn't look for a team of people. He looks for that one person to get something done. Yes, he may put together a team so that together as a team, we can conquer and we can, do something big for God. But when he needs somebody to take on a task, he's not looking for a committee for an approval to actually ask for this person. That's I guess what I should be saying.
Yeah, our job is to say, here I am, send me, and then take the first step. We always want to know, we want clarity, we want vision. But a lot of times we don't have it. A lot of times if you look in the Bible, they didn't have it. Take the first step. God doesn't move until we show step in faith.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take the first step.
That's right.
Pick up your ark, step into the Jordan, then the water's back up. Then you can cross into the promised land.
Jump in. Because God, I personally trust that God will protect me when I jump in. If it's not meant for me to be in that path, he will steer me away from it. He will remove that desire from my heart, and if there's a lesson to be learned, then maybe he won't. But there's always going to be a reason behind it. And it's always going to be to glorify him, right? And to praise him. And so I encourage you guys just to take that leap of faith. If it's something that you're hearing clearly already the first time, without a doubt that it's something you're supposed to be doing and you sense it, what are you waiting for?
Well, I like we're afraid or you want security, like we're afraid to step out.
That's the thing. Fear, but fear doesn't belong of God, right?
But look at everybody in the Bible that hesitated. Even Abraham, he dragged his feet. Paul was on his missionary journeys, and he had in his mind, well, I'm going to go to Asia. But God said, you're not going to Asia. Mm-hmm. Close that door. Well, I'm going to go over here. God closed that door. Then in a dream, God told him, or go to Macedonia. So even Paul, he moved, but God shifted him around.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So don't be afraid to move, because he will shift you.
To make mistakes, because you are.
Yeah, we will make mistakes. I like the analogy that he talked about with the traffic light. You want to talk about that one?
The traffic light.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're behind somebody
that was really
at
funny.
A traffic light, and the light turns green, and they're distracted. They're looking at their phone. You're like, come on, the light's green. What are you waiting for? Go.
I know. How green do you want the light to be? Go already.
That's God looking at us.
That's how God speaks to us. That's exactly what he's saying. When he's giving us the green light and we're not moving, what are we waiting for? I love that analogy. I thought that was funny. Really funny. And then the last one I thought was hilarious. And you have to share about that one because that was good. Actually, before you share that, I really received another aha about this too, because what we read, earlier on about the necklace and about Song of Songs speaks to this whole thing too. Because when we were talking about, just trusting and being obedient, like not having to receive that clarity and that confirmation, well, is this what I'm hearing? And so on and so forth. You don't have to pray for days, but, and you guys, that's what I'm sensing from all of this. Obviously, you are who you are. God created you to be who you are. You have your own ways of doing things. But just know that, sometimes we let ourselves get in the way of what God's calling you to do. Yes, we all have a personality and we're all very unique. But sometimes even that can get in the way. So I just want you to know that. But in Song of Songs, and I think it was 8, is it chapter 8? No, chapter 4, 9 through 10. Song of Songs, chapter 4, 9 through 10, if you guys want to read that. But it talks about when he delights in just the glance of our eyes. And then it's literally where Solomon is talking to his bride and he's talking about her necklace. And right, I forget exactly how he worded it. Let's see if I have it. I didn't write it down. Let me read it. I want to read it to you guys so that you can understand where I'm coming from with this. Song of Songs 4.
And trust in your ability. God has equipped you for everything you're going to do. We're all unique. We're all different. I heard an Einstein quote today that just killed me.
Wait. hold on to that thought. Let me go finish my thought. Song of Songs 4, 9 through 10 says, "You have captured my heart, my treasure, my bride. You hold it hostage with one glance of your eyes, with a single jewel of your necklace." What I want you guys to look at this right here is that God still delights in us, and he still loves us just like the Father loved Jesus, right? That's huge. He still loves us, even at just a little glance of worship. And the way that I thought this was cool is how they were describing the jewel of the necklace. And the jewel of the necklace, first of all, the necklace, like when we wear a necklace, it's around our neck. The way that it was described was that the neck is about whether we're resisting or whether we're submitting. Okay. And so think about this, relate to me a lot, or I was able to relate to this a lot because of my frozen shoulder as well. Because I have a frozen shoulder, right? It's getting better, thankfully. I noticed more of a more of a range of motion and everything with physical therapy. But there was a time where I could not lift up my hands at all to worship him. And that was sad for me. But guess what? It's okay. I couldn't do that, but God was still delighting in me and still loving on my ability to be able to just worship him with just the one hand, or be able to worship him the way I was worshiping him and praising him. And that was my obedience to worship. The necklace part, where it talks about the jewel of the necklace, every single jewel, this is what was cool to me, is that every single jewel of the necklace is like, every jewel is like the obedience. It's like your submission to God. It's your obedience to God. When you're trusting in him, every single jewel on that necklace represents that. And when we have a stiff neck and we can't move it like we want to, we can't bow down and submit to him the way we should be, right? When we have a stiff neck. What's so funny?
Well, Israel in the desert, they kept saying they're a stiff-necked people. They were being stubborn because they wouldn't submit to God.
Yes, they were being stubborn and not being obedient to him and trusting God, right? They were needing clarity. They were needing clarity and needing visions and needing to make sure before they actually jumped in, right? So that's where I was going with that. But
you're in the desert. Like, where else are you going to go? He says to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right, exactly. Good morning, Mel. Good morning, Lou. So share about the Einstein quote, which I thought was kind of cool too.
Oh, about you being unique. God has made you just the way you are, and you're going to accomplish what only you can do. Einstein said, if you judge a fish by the way he climbs a tree, the fish is always going to think he's stupid. Fish weren't made to climb trees.
No.
They were made to swim. You judge a fish by how it swims. It's in a parameters that pertain to a fish. So you have your own special parameters God has set for you. Don't let anybody judge you by anything that you're not supposed to be.
Right, exactly. So in other words, what I'm getting out of this too is that if you jump in and others around you question it, or others around you judge you because you're just jumping in, and it's not about them. It's about your obedience and trust in God. Just remember that. It doesn't matter what Bobby thinks, or it doesn't matter what Mel thinks, or Lou, or Christine, or anyone else around me in my circle of people, my family. It doesn't matter, because what matters is my obedience to God. Because you know what? In the end, when we are face to face in his glory, he is not going to say, well planned. Never going to hear that. He's not going to say, well prayed. He's not going to say, well said. What is he going to say? I know this one. What? Well done, my good and faithful servant. Exactly. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Done. We are to do. We are to move. When you are sensing that God is stirring your heart and telling you to go and do something, do it. Do it with trust in him, because that is exactly what he's going to say when we are face to face in his glory is, job well done, my faithful servant. Not well prayed, not well said, right?
Yeah, well, you thought the heck out of that one.
Not even not well created, not well danced,
Well, that's
job
doing.
well done. Well, but
Unless he's
still.
telling you to create and dance, then do it.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but still,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Can I get an hallelujah?
Can I get an amen? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was like, I just kept laughing this morning because I'm like, wow, okay, Lord. This
Been
is
there,
really
done it.
like,
Got the t-shirt.
this is really speaking to me. I mean, for me, like I said before, for me personally, I do have to, well, I don't worry too much anymore about jumping in when I'm sensing of something that I need to do, because I know without a doubt that that's his voice. And that's the key, is knowing without a doubt and discerning without a doubt that that is truly God speaking to you. And if you sense that, then what are you waiting for? He's giving you the green light. Right?
Mhm.
And now's the time, you guys. Now is the time. This is the time now. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it everywhere. And with everyone that I talk to and everyone in our circle of people, they're all going through a new season and all going through pruning and being molded into all that God wants us to do and to be. So this is the time.
But he's patient and long-suffering with us. It's a journey. Enjoy the journey, because God,
Honey,
he brought us to
he's
that place.
been way beyond patient. So he's been way beyond patient, you guys. Now is the time. It is. So
With that being said,
it is Thursday, which means we will not see you again until next week. However, that's not true. No, I lied. Oops. We will be here tomorrow night. That's right. I forgot. Tomorrow's Friday night. We switched it because we can't do it on
Right.
Mondays. So tomorrow night, we're going to be on live with you guys at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time with Bobby sharing a little bit about his writing journey. There's so much to share.
whoop, whoop, we can see it now.
We haven't seen you in a couple of weeks, in regards to that. So yeah, and we probably won't be on with you every week with him sharing either. But the time is near. He's almost done with his book, so I'm so excited. So hope to see you guys here again tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. But in the meantime, you guys have a blessed day. Go out there
And be a
blessing to someone else. We love you. You guys bless our hearts, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.